Hello, Sagittarius. It's wonderful to see you. I hope you guys are having a good day today. We are going to use this Labyrinth Tarot deck. It's very cool. Um, oh goodness, making a mess out of everything. This is what the book looks like. They're really cool cards. They have some really interesting artwork on there. So I'm actually going to use this spread that's in this book. I kind of think it's a kind of a neat one. It's called the Door Knocker's Conundrum. It's really to help you kind of make a decision. If you're kind of stuck and you don't really know what road to take, this really helps you kind of narrow your options and see what is the best path forward for yourself. Now, what you got to do, if you've got a whole bunch of options, what you got to do is you got to kind of narrow it down to see kind of what that option looks like make it like two options or like kind of two pathways that you can take. And then we'll see what comes from that. So the first card, the first energy to come up is going to be the true nature of your first option. So that one is the Five of Junk. Junk is the Pentacles in regular tarot. So this is, when we're talking about like a path forward or an option to take, this would be the option that means kind of leaving someone out in the cold or leaving something behind that you don't really want to, but maybe you think it's the best choice for you. And your second option we have is the High Priestess. Okay, so to me, this actually is talking about, do you kind of think more logically or do you think more intuitively? Do you take the road that's more logical or the road that's more intuitive? That's what it looks like here. It might mean a little bit different to you, like it may make sense. If it makes sense in a different way to you, then that's your message. So don't it doesn't have to be exactly how I phrase things. Now, card number 3, energy number 3 we have is the likely result of the more earthy approach. Okay, so we have the 7 of pulls, which is a little bit of chaos, but it's handled. Like you're fine. Kind of overcoming some struggle. Um, leaving behind some harsher stuff that you've had to deal with. Now the likely outcome of using your more intuitive energy is the Magician, being able to manifest the situation the way you want it. Being able to create something new from the situation. Okay. And now not the third, I keep saying the third, but it's the fifth energy. But it's in the middle, so it makes me feel like 3. This last energy here is basically what to consider when you're making this decision here. It doesn't make the decision for you, but it's telling you how to make the decision, what to think about when you're making the decision. And we have here the 8 of feathers. or Swords. So this is interesting because the Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped. It's about you're not really trapped. You just feel like you are. Um, and it's usually something you did to yourself. It's usually your own fault. So I feel like what this is telling you is listen, whichever one of these pathways is going to make you feel trapped, consider that. But also consider that all you have to do is take your blindfold off and you'll be able to find your way through it. So, do you want to find your way through it? Is that something you're feeling? Where you're feeling trapped in a situation or where you're feeling like you just can't see the path forward? Or do you just need to be reminded to take your darn I almost said a curse word. To take your darn blindfold off so that you can see how to get through the struggle. So, really contemplate that feeling of being kind of confined when you make that decision. And then we're going to use, I love these. These have such nice messages on them. So, this is going to help you make your decision. Again, it's not going to make your decision for you, but it's going to give you another thing to think about in that decision making process. Rhythm. Now is the time to celebrate. Feel your heartbeat and the rhythm of life. In movement and flow, everything has cycles and rhythms. Feel and know you're part of this rhythm throughout the core of your being. Get in touch with your inner self. Do not let disharmony interrupt your rhythm and flow, but dance your dance and sing your song with joy, and others will be infected with the delight of it. Okay. So consider how you feel trapped and consider what's going to bring you here to that space of flow, to that free energy flow, to feeling like you're in rhythm with your heartbeat and your life and your purpose, at least in regards to what your challenge is for the next week.